When you decide to change yourself, you get this burst of energy. You tell yourself, now I'm going to change my life. You think of the big steps that you're going to take. You think, I'm going to go to the gym for an hour every day, or I'm going to start my own business, etc. And then what happens? Almost always after a few days, your energy goes away. You're back to where you started. Maybe then you go on YouTube, find motivational videos, and get motivated again. And then that motivation goes away in a few days, or maybe even a few hours. This happens to you because you believe in 3 big lies. Lie number 1, change is hard. You think changing yourself is hard, and you think you're going to have to put in a lot of effort to change yourself. Lie number 2, big steps lead to big results. Well, if I want to lose 30 kgs, of course I'm going to have to take big steps. I'm going to have to completely change my diet, go to the gym for an hour every day, etc. And lie number 3, innovation will get me there quicker. I have to try all these new ideas for my business. I have to try new exercises. I have to keep trying new things because that is how I will find the fastest way. Well, what if I told you that according to Robert Maurer, who is the author of the book The KAIZEN Way, just one small step can change your life. In fact, a step so small that you're probably embarrassed to even talk about it. Like if you want to stop drinking soda, you just take one less step. Yes, that extremely small step can lead you to big results. And in this video, I'm going to show you how. Remember, even this small step of watching this video could change your life. So watch till the end. The author is a psychologist and had a patient named Julie. She was 30 pounds overweight, was working 2 jobs and taking care of her children. She barely had any time to exercise or do anything positive for her health. However, the doctors told her that she had to lose weight and learn to reduce the stress in her life. Otherwise, there were going to be major health risks in her future. Now, Robert knew that most of his patients that he told to exercise would exercise for maybe 1 or 2 days, and then hardly any of his patients would be able to stick to an exercise regimen for longer than that. So he remembered of a step called KAIZEN that the Japanese had used to rebuild their economy after World War II. Long story short, after World War II, the Japanese economy was broken. The Americans wanted to help jumpstart the economy, so they introduced this philosophy to the Japanese. The basic principle was that instead of focusing on large improvements like buying new equipment or hiring more people, they were going to focus on small improvements that they could make every day. They told all the employees that they could make whatever suggestions they wanted to improve their company, and suggestion boxes were distributed throughout the factories. They only had to think about one thing: what is one small change that you can make to increase production? People started coming up with various ideas and they immediately started implementing them. Soon enough, their production capacity started to skyrocket. And this same philosophy is what Japanese companies have been implementing since then, making Japan one of the biggest economies of the world. The same philosophy is followed by the biggest car manufacturer in the world, Toyota. So Robert told his patient Julie to follow the same principle. He asked her, instead of exercising for 30 minutes a day, can you march in place for 1 minute while you watch TV in the night? She said of course. She did it for 1 week and she came back and told the doctor excitedly that I did it. Now he asked, can you do 2 minutes? And they kept going back and forth like this. Eventually, she was able to stick to a full 30-minute exercise routine, which she never thought she could do before. Now I know what a lot of you might be thinking, isn't this going to be slow? If I only exercise for 1 minute every day, how is that going to help me lose weight? And to that I have to say, you really need to understand why Kaizen works on a psychological level. Here's the thing, the way that our brains are structured, we are wired to hate change. Our brains hate change so much that they're going to make you feel so much fear that you tell yourself that you don't even want to change. For early humans, any change in our environment was almost always dangerous. If there was a movement in a bush, it meant that there could be a lion behind that bush and we better be scared and alert to be able to run away. Now this was useful for early humans, but our environment nowadays is not nearly as dangerous. However, our brains are still pretty much the same, so when you tell yourself that you're going to start making huge changes in your life and you're going to take a big step like running a marathon or starting a new business, your brain actually makes you feel scared because for you this is a massive change. So the reason Kaizen works is that you don't even focus on your big goal. You don't look at the big picture and scare yourself from all the effort that you're going to have to do. You don't look at the top of the mountain and ask yourself, how the hell am I going to get there? You just see a pole right in front of you and walk until there. Now, Kaizen can be used in a variety of ways. It can be used to change the way we think, it can be used in relationships, and certainly it can be used in companies. But most importantly, it can be used to help you take more action towards your goals. Small actions are at the heart of Kaizen. By taking steps so tiny that they seem trivial or even laughable, you'll sail calmly past obstacles that have defeated you before. Now, these small actions can be so small that you might even laugh out loud when you do them. Here are some examples from the book. For you to stop overspending, remove one object from the shopping cart before heading to the cash register. To begin an exercise regime, just stand up on the treadmill for a few minutes every morning. In order to manage more stress, just notice that whenever you're more stressed, you take one deep breath. Taking small steps, knowing that you're calming fear and building a new habit requires trust and optimism. People who struggle with Kaizen do so not because the steps are hard, but because they're easy. We think that if we're hard on ourselves, exhorting ourselves to do more and more and to do it faster, we'll get better results. But Kaizen asks us to be patient. It asks us to have faith that with small steps, we can better overcome the mind's initial resistance to change. We don't have the control of the time frame of our change. We simply have to trust that the mind will develop mastery and obey the instructions we are sending it. Another way you could practice Kaizen in your life is by asking yourself small questions. For example, if you want to achieve a particular goal of making more money this year, then ask yourself, what is the smallest thing that I can do today to earn a little more money? Is it going to be just working 30 more minutes? Is it going to be just making one more phone call to a client? Or you can ask yourself, what is the smallest thing that I can do to relieve stress? Maybe take 5 deep breaths or meditate for 2 minutes, etc. By this point, I hope you understand what Kaizen is supposed to be. It is a completely different way of thinking, one that bypasses the fear mechanism in your brain and gets you moving towards your goals, even if they are very small steps. For example, let's say you have to clean a very messy room. Instead of thinking, oh my god, it's going to take me 3 hours to clean this room, just think about the smallest thing you can do. Maybe it's to remove just one shirt and put it in the laundry basket. That's it, you've taken one small step. Now, the next day, you do the same thing again. Maybe you take a pair of jeans and put it in the laundry basket. Maybe this time you also throw some waste paper in the dustbin. Here's what I guarantee will start to happen. Once you get over the initial resistance, you're automatically going to want to do just a little bit more. By practicing Kaizen, you're building a neural circuit in your brain related to cleaning. Now, even if you do a little bit of cleaning on a regular basis, this neural circuit is going to become a habit, and once you have a habit of cleaning up, you'll end up cleaning that room on your own, and it won't be a huge task that you have to dedicate 3 hours for. Moreover, once you've actually built this habit, your room is never going to get messy again, because now you have a habit of cleaning and you're going to clean it before it even gets to that stage. Shout out to Jordan Peterson. Think about how powerful this is. You must have seen some people who lose weight so quickly and then they gain it all back equally fast. This is because they didn't adopt the Kaizen philosophy, they didn't build a habit, so even if they got results fast, they might also lose the results fast. Now in the end, I just want to say, I know a lot of you might be thinking, but wait, this goes against all the motivational videos we have seen of people who get up and change their lives. You might be thinking, people like David Goggins become Navy SEALs through extreme hard work. They don't use Kaizen, and you're absolutely right. And this is the same question that I had while reading the book. But here's what the author says. He says that let's think of a mountain and we want to get to the top. There are 2 ways of getting there. One is sprinting there, running as fast as you can. Now it is certainly possible to do so, but chances are unless you're a trained athlete, you're going to get tired very fast. Once you get tired, you'll look up and you'll see how far you still have to go, and at some point the pain will be too much and you'll just quit. But if you take the Kaizen way, you just decide to walk uphill. You just walk a little bit, sit down and take a break. Let's pretend you have unlimited supplies and you're not in a hurry to get to the top. All you do is make sure to walk just a little bit every day. Now even though the first person might have gone full speed ahead, chances are he'll get tired very quickly. He might lose hope, his fear will kick in and he'll quit. And even though the second person went slow, he'll be full of hope and he'll be patient. He'll just be building his habit of walking every day, and eventually he will get to the top for sure. So yes, you can run full speed ahead, and there are some people who do that, but the Kaizen approach, even though it might be slower in the beginning, is a much more guaranteed way of achieving your goals. Now usually at the end of my videos I try and give a summary, but in this video you don't need a summary. Just remember this: take one small step towards your goal every day and be patient. Tell me in the comments below, what is one small step that you're working on? If you like the video, then please click the like button and subscribe for similar life-changing videos. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.